Yeah. Ooh, turn me down a little bit.
I'm feeling the music. Every time I hear it, I just feel like I'm a rapper, but I'm really not a rapper. You ever
Hey,
feel like
man.
some certain songs you hear, you're like, all right, I'm about to flow, and nothing comes out? That's me.
It's because listen, people. If you don't know, now you know. It's the boys from the A2D, PSG, and the boy PE. We got the boy ERB.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? We here, we rocking, we warm. And
We ready.
If y'all cold out there, we about to heat y'all up real quick.
Okay, I like that.
So, we're just going to hop right into it. I like how we got the track underneath. I really, really like that.
You feeling it?
Yeah, well, feeling it, whatever.
It's the most wonderful time of the year. Man, listen, it's cold. The hawk is out. It's cold as bricks. Whatever you want to say, it's cold, man.
Listen, man, and then shout out to the road crews for getting the salt down, but at the same time,
Right.
I'm coming up 55 North,
Okay.
and you think you got some condensation and some precipitation on your windshield.
Okay, precipitations in them. I like that. Okay.
So you hit the windshield wipers,
Okay.
and then it just looked like somebody that poured Crisco grease all on your windshield.
That's the funny thing. I was saying that to my wife. My wife. Shout out to my wife. She's here, DeAndre. And
Dee says she coming too.
she said. So wait, we're coming on 295,
Right.
and the windshield wasn't clearing.
Nah.
And I would clear for a little bit, put the little, the blue stuff on there and cleared a little bit. And then
Your blue stuff ain't freeze?
my blue stuff didn't freeze. I must got some special
you
stuff.
must got some.
So it was coming off
You
a
got
little
that
bit.
1986 windshield.
I got some real the hypnotic something. I don't know. But and then it just comes back on. Boom. It's like, I'm like, what's going on? It's not,
Right.
What's going on?
Man,
No.
well, listen, man, let's get into it. You don't want to hear about that. We not no meteorologists. I'm not Hurricane Pete.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But listen, the story came out, Nick Foles, the Eagles are set to let him go free and clear. They're gonna do this with him like he a bird. And just
Let him fly.
damn that. I said this shit last year.
Okay.
I said, watch they mess up, and they don't get nothing for him. And then karma
Okay.
would have it that he'll be the Washington football team quarterback next year.
I mean, right now that's what it could be looking like. I mean, all signs actually are pointing to Washington right now. With Alex Smith. I mean, listen, I feel bad for Alex Smith. I mean, he may not even play again. I mean, the way everything went. But I mean, the way we know Snyder,
Right.
and the way Snyder will make a big splash. He will think that Nick Foles is gold. So
Right.
he may get back up the Brinks truck and give him that money.
Yeah.
So it's a possibility that may happen.
So we're talking about stuff that's going to happen in the offseason, but there is one more game left to be played this season. It is the biggest spectacle, though. I want the biggest spectacle of them all.
Okay.
Get my words right.
Okay. That's
But
all right.
it may not be the best game. We sure thought that the Eagles had a chance to be there,
Right.
but it will be the New England Patriots going against the Los Angeles Rams. New England Patriots and Tom Brady and Bill Belichick in their 9th Super Bowl.
Right.
Jared Goff, Sean McVay in their second year together, Goff's third year in the league.
Mm-hmm.
So you pretty much got you got two systems,
Right.
but the biggest advantage to me when I look at this matchup is not even the talent on the field. It's Belichick versus Sean McVay and the years of experience, the game planning, the wherewithal to see
Right.
what others don't see.
Right.
And no weaknesses, not just on particular players overall, but no particular player's weakness against this formation, against this route,
Right.
against this type of coverage.
Absolutely, I totally agree. But before I go into my point, I just want to give a shout out. I'm calling Rams David. That's gonna be my man's name.
Oh, David Laraska?
Yeah, Rams
David
David.
Laraska?
He's back. I give him props because he's been riding the Rams since we've been doing the show, since I
Right.
know him. And he says, "What's up, boys? Rams are ready to win Super Bowl to bring LA." Now here I'm gonna say this to you.
Right.
When you talk about weakness, I'm glad you said that because although I want the Rams to win, and I'm just giving a little bit of my synopsis of the game, I want the Rams to win, but one of the things we want to look at, and one of the things that I think could be a problem for them is their linebackers. Their
Right.
linebackers are a little undersized. So, and we know that the Patriots like to run the ball. They like to run that set with Devin coming out of the backfield along with Michael, who's killing it right now, running the ball.
Michelle, say his name right.
Excuse me. I'm going to call him Michael because that's what I do. I'm E-Rob.
His brother is on the Eagles right now as a future reserve. Yes.
Really?
We said that last week.
So here's my point.
So call that man Michelle.
I'm not calling that man Michelle. I'm calling Michael. So anyway, so you got him toting the ball
Right.
20 times a game, but the thing is, because of Barron and Barron's great in space, and because Little John is an overachiever, he was a special teams guy, but now he's playing a lot on the defensive side. The problem is going to be this. Number 87 has something to prove. He hasn't been what he was before,
Right.
but the last game he proved in the fourth quarter, he stepped up. He stepped up and made big plays. So my point is, one of the things we want to watch out for, I'm just giving a little bit of my synopsis, is Gronk Gronk in the third or fourth quarter, or just Gronk, period.
Right.
He's going to be a matchup nightmare for Barrett and Little John. It's going to be a problem.
Listen, when I look at this game, what people don't realize is the beauty about last year's Super Bowl, not even for the fact that the Eagles were in it.
Mm-hmm.
That was just cherry on top. The Eagles and the Patriots are two of the biggest teams in the league. And I don't know what it is about the Patriots uniform. It doesn't – the players look smaller than they are. Like Dante Hightower, 6'5", 270 as a linebacker.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got Trey Brown. I think you also
he's a man. He's a problem.
Oh my goodness.
He's a problem, man. He's underrated.
So
man.
when I look at the interior offensive line, and don't get me wrong, when we look at the interior defensive line, you got Ndamukong Suh and Aaron Donald.
Right.
I just feel like they're going to try to do stretch zone run to get their physical, bigger offensive linemen on the undersized defense. That's the one thing about the Rams defense. It's predicated on speed.
Yep.
There's some power as well, but it's predicated on speed.
Right.
And what we have seen ever since the Patriots adapted the style to run first, to be a power running team,
right,
that doesn't suit a defense that wants to run side to side.
Yeah. I totally agree with that. Yeah.
When I look at the teams themselves, the Rams are the more talented team. Like, they have the more talented players when you look at it. But this is the thing. They 11 deep on defense.
Yeah, they are. I mean, and this is a segue off what you're saying. They're very talented on defense. And I think another key matchup on their side, on the defensive side for the Rams, is definitely that man Donald. I mean, that man Donald, 20 sacks. I mean, what can I say? He's disruptive. But how is Suh going to look against that run? That's the key. Are they going to be able to withhold Tooney, Tooney's one of the best guards from the Patriots in the league? You know, are they going to be able to stand that? You know, but other than that, I mean, Edelman. I mean, just switching over to the other side for the Patriots, Edelman is going to be a problem. They're going to have to figure out how to stop him across the middle. Those little short drags that he runs. I mean, so and look, the days of Tom Brady throwing the ball 40, 50 yards down the field, it's just not what it was before.
He don't need to.
He don't have to.
They're going to play action, gas him.
They're going to set up the run. That's what they're going to do. They're going to be very patient, which they did against the Chargers. Right. Which they did against the Chiefs. They're going to be very disciplined with that. They're going to stick to the game plan. And then once you start coming up, pow, over the top, and you're going to see Edelman. You may see one deep pass. That's why, for me, you know, I'm a fantasy guy. Right. I'm going Dorsett because I think Dorsett, and we can talk about sleepers, but I think Dorsett's going to be a big sleeper in the game. I really think Dorsett's going to come up big for them.
For me, my sleeper right now for the Patriots offense is Rex Burkhead.
Yeah, I mean, that's a possibility. I mean, that's the thing with Burkhead, White, you don't know who. It's going to be one of them. But so you might be right. It's going to be one of them. Go ahead.
So I like Rex Burkhead as a sleeper on the Patriots offense. Defense for the mismatch, not even a mismatch. If they could if Wade Phillips can't go into this game and run the same scheme that he ran with Denver, because Belichick and McDaniels will eat that up. Right. They'll eat that up. And Daniel almost did it in 2015 2016-15 when Denver won the whole thing. Right. They almost did it then. But for the Rams defense, the Patriots, see, that's the thing about the Patriots. When you look at them, you may take them lightly because when they come on the field, talent-wise, they're not going to beat you. Right. With their raw athleticism. They're not going to beat you. Marcus Peters, Aqib Talib, it's not going to be scared of Chris Hogan and Julian Edelman.
Nah, not at all. But the problem is,
it's the scheme.
It's the scheme. But the issue is, and to Peter's credit, he has been disciplined. But every so often, he'll peek in that backfield. You know, and we've seen it early in this year. Now he's been coached up recently to where we haven't seen that problem that he's had this year. But that's a big problem for him. I just feel, I don't know, man. The Patriots, man, and it's hard to say this, but they just, all signs are pointing to them. I mean, a lot of people are saying the Rams, but the Patriots, like you said, the experience will, in this type of situation, will mean a lot, man. Yeah. And coming in, they have everything. I mean, they're coming and saying they're the underdogs, which I don't agree with.
Who, the Patriots?
Yeah, they're saying that.
Well, nobody
they keep saying it.
It's not the underdog.
That's what they're saying. No,
They're
keep
the
saying
hated team. Nobody wants to see them win.
Villains. So
Yeah,
say villains.
They're the villain.
But they're saying, and if you look at all their pressures, we're the underdogs. No one expected us to be here. No one expected us. No one thought we was going to do what we wanted to do.
Shit, I don't know where they thought that.
I don't either. Because first of all, let's talk about it. Your division stinks, so you're going to automatically be in position.
Right.
And then once you start clicking, which they usually do around this time, they always get far.
The Patriots remind me of the NWO.
Ah, I like that. That's a good comparison.
That's who they remind me of.
That's a very good comparison.
Brady coming out there like Hollywood Hulk Hogan.
Okay.
Playing the air guitar with the belt with the NWO on it.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then now, could Jared Goff be Sting? Could Jared Goff be the black and white crow Sting when he coming down from the Raptors with the baseball bat?
I'm glad you said that.
Can he do that?
I'm glad you said that.
Because on offense, he's going to have to make the throws because he's going to see defensive schemes that he's never seen before. And Brian Flores, the future Miami Dolphins head coach, is an excellent play caller.
Right. So that's the question. Which Goff are we going to see? Are we going to see the Goff he has been balling out? Let's keep it real. He has been balling out. But are we going to see that Goff, or are we going to see the Goff that we saw, a la Eagles, where he's pressured? You get to him, he's rattled. He's not the same. He's not the same guy.
But see, the Patriots don't have that type of pass rush.
They don't, but their scheme allows them with all the with all the mix-ups that they have, with all the blitzes, it allows them to get to the quarterback. You know, you may see Trey Flowers coming in, which is crazy. He always is coming in, Van Noen, all those guys. You may even see Hightower coming in on the blitz. So with that scheme, that could be an issue for him.
It could be an issue for him. For Goff, as per se, his performance, I'm glad that the game is inside the dome on turf. He plays better on turf in the dome. I don't know why, but he does.
TA said, "Baby hands Golf this Sunday." What's going on, Jake? How you making out, man? And then so TA says Edelman for MVP. That's interesting. Yeah. Listen, Edelman, I think Edelman's going to have a big game, man. I think he could have a big game. He could have a big game.
He could. Now, the one wild card in this is number 30.
Yeah.
Number 30, Todd Gurley. We don't know what it was. Was it scheme? Was it health?
What do you think it is?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think it's a little bit of both. And but they need him.
I think they need. I definitely think they need him because Todd Gurley, top 3 back. Bottom line when he's healthy.
And just to, before you go, I think that with the Rams' offense, if they get them in that bunch set where they go Woods, Everett, or Reynolds,
right,
and Cooks, and when they had that trip bunch, that's going to be a little bit difficult
for the Patriots
to handle and decipher because of the speed. Because you can't really key in on Cooks.
Nah, you can't.
And say he's a deep threat. You can't key in on Woods because Robert Woods and Brandon Cooks, damn near almost the same kind of wide receiver. They can run the same type of route.
Right.
You know what I mean? They can run the same type of route. So when that happens, I just think it's a chess match between the coaches. If the chess match between scheme and play calling is close, I may have to give it to the more talented team, but if it goes down to the more talented quarterback, you got to go TB12.
Absolutely,
the greatest, most clutch quarterback of all time.
Now another sleeper on the Rams side, and I'm thinking he could make some noise. Is Higbee.
Tyler Higbee.
Yeah, Higbee has come up with some big catches.
Higbee, not Higbee.
I'm going to call the man what I want to call him. It's Higbee.
Yeah, you messing up all types
I'm going to tear his name up right now. It's Higbee. It's Higbee. But my man, number 89 for the Rams right now, in the games I've been watching him, he always makes some big catches, man, whether it's coming over the middle with the drag, coming down the field with the streak. They with the scheme, McVay's scheme is just so intricate, man. He knows, and we always heard Andy Reid say it, he putting the players in the right positions.
Right.
McVay knows how to put those players in the right positions. And at times, New England their linebackers has issues with tight ends as well.
Right.
So I think Higbee could be a sleeper. If you're playing fantasy, he could be that guy that can make some noise for the Rams.
Well, to me, if I got to go out on a limb, and if I had to choose a potential MVP that is not named Tom Brady or Jared Goff, I'm going to say his name right.
Okay, say his name right.
And that's Sony Michel.
Sony Michel.
Because what you just said, people don't realize Gronk is a big son bitch.
Yeah, he's huge, man.
So you get him out there, and what do we say? The linebackers for the Rams are very undersized and speed. Mark Barron on Gronk and the block.
It's gonna be a problem.
It's
It's gonna be a
all
problem.
day.
Honestly, my Gronk might be MVP. I know there's odds out there. I was looking at all the odds for Vegas and via DraftKings, and that's one of them. Gronk could be MVP.
I don't see that.
But another one they said, can Gronk catch over? What is it? Three passes for 50 yards.
There's so many different prop bets. It's ridiculous.
I looked at the prop bets. I said, I might get on a couple. Are you getting on a couple?
All right, my bets are already in.
Your bets.
I don't play them games.
TA, you in there, man? You getting in there?
Listen, man, I want to give a shout out. I want to give a shout out to TA, man, Magnum TA.
Okay.
He's not. He had a little meeting with the dentist.
Yes,
and,
he did.
He took himself. That's the crazy part.
That's a manly thing.
He got some work done and took himself and drove home.
And he's on the wheels of steel doing his thing.
And he probably curled up in the fetal position when he got home.
Because me personally, I would have been in bed for 40 days and 40 nights. I'm a big baby. I ain't gonna lie to you. My wife would attest to it. I'm a very big baby. I probably would be in the bed right now. I would have said, Pete, TA, I can't do it today. I'm chipped up. I just couldn't do it. But salute, my brother. Salute.
Yeah, we won't have him talk a lot. We'll have him chime in on some stuff.
So we got some comments. Greg says, "What's up, fellas? Pats win and probably pretty big." Greg, I don't know, man. I just think this is gonna be a competitive game. Whether the NFL has something to do with it, if you know what I mean. Which, by the way, Roger Goodell came out this week and has press conference. Did you guys see the press conference?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll talk about that a little later. But we got my man David.
I'm tired of hearing about the Saints call, man. I really am.
Well, it's a big thing, bro.
It shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be.
But honestly, if that was us, we would have won hard.
They had so many opportunities after that to win the game.
Did you see the guy? I don't know. I talked about it last week, but I actually watched it again. Did you see the senator? And I can't remember the guy's name from Louisiana.
Don't matter.
He did a whole presentation. Tia, do you see it? The guy he's like a senator or something from Louisiana. He was at Congress and he did a whole thing about it for like 20 minutes. But anyway, so Rams Davis says defense will be back up. No, I'm sorry. Defense will back up golf this Sunday. We'll see. And then Rams David also says Sue or Donald will be MVP. Interesting point. I'm gonna say this. Let me answer that. If they get to Brady, a la the Giants. Those 2 times they played them, which they have the possibility with Sue, Donald, and Fowler. There's a possibility they can get to him. Then we may say that.
Know why?
We may say that.
Fowler, see, this is the thing, people. Fowler don't mean shit.
Let
me finish. Fowler don't mean shit. You know why he don't mean shit?
Go ahead.
It's because he rushes from the outside. Anything going around outside of here don't mean nothing to Tom.
Because of Brown?
He don't mean nothing to Tom. Don't give a shit about what's going on to the back left ear, to the right left ear.
Okay.
It don't matter. Up front, that's where it counts. You got to hit him in the kitchen. You got to get in his face. But
I agree with that.
When Belichick looks at this matchup, his offense and McDaniels, he gets like, listen, run the ball outside. Because Donald could do whatever the hell he want to do. If the ball going that way, I don't care.
Yeah, and then also to
the matchup
attribute to that. Go ahead.
I'm saying, but the matchups. I'm trying to tell y'all the matchups. The Rams. It will take a Herculean effort for them to win in the gaps and limit the Patriots' run offense. Because you go back and watch that Chiefs game. The Patriots' run offense is almost it's more complex than Chip Kelly's whole offense. Just in their run game.
Yeah.
Just in their run game. Yeah. I don't care about Tom don't have to throw it.
Very
just
complex.
In their run game.
Yeah.
It's more complex than some teams, even currently, their whole complete offense.
So another thing that we may see a lot, which we used to see a couple years ago from the Patriots, is that screen game. A couple years ago, we would see mostly. I mean, I can count. Watching games a couple years ago, they would throw at least 20 screens a game.
Right.
In variations of it, whether it be wide receiver.
You don't want to do that against the Rams, though.
To some degree, if you design it right against, because watch this, you're gonna have Donald. Donald's gonna be a problem. Right. I mean, I know even though Tooney's good,
right?
Donald's gonna give you.
Fletcher Cox ate Tooney up last year.
Well, that's Fletcher Cox. Fletcher's Cox also. I mean, he's in the top 3.
Wow.
Well, they can scheme where they can help out Tooney.
Right.
So, but my point is, with that happening, Sue's still there. Okay, go ahead, Sue. Come on through.
Right.
Screen's coming right at you. You know, whether it be inside screen, whether it be screen comes to the side. You know, wide receiver screen, halfback swing. There's so many things. You might see Cordell Patterson coming out of the backfield.
People don't realize how big he is either.
Yeah, he's another one too. And honestly, this might be a game you might see something like Cordell Patterson doing some work. So I mean, there's so many. And keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm spitting up while I'm saying this. When you give the hoodie extra time to prepare for a team, he gives you problems.
Yes.
That's the bottom line.
Now, I don't see screens to the backs that much, not unless they could take advantage of the aggressiveness of the Rams defense. But I could see a couple screens, like you said, the Cordell Patterson. Could see a couple screens to ground. But let's turn it to the Rams offense versus the Patriots defense. See, with the Chiefs, there was one player that you had to take away. That's why I said with the Rams, they actually benefit from having some mimicking between Robert Woods and Brandon Cooks.
Right.
The only thing with Cooks is,
Right.
what do you do to him at the line of scrimmage? You jam him.
Right.
You jam on him, you lean on him because he can't get that clean release.
Right.
So with that being said, I think the biggest mismatch for the Rams offense against the Patriots defense, outside of just the backs, because they had to stay committed to the run. That's the biggest thing. Todd Gurley is a matchup problem. I love Gerald Everett and Tyler Higbee against those Patriots linebackers.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think McVay, and just to piggyback off of that, I think McVay will, like I said earlier, McVay's going to exploit that.
Right.
McVay's another guy. I mean, he prepares 2 weeks too. I mean, he's not chopped liver.
Right.
I mean, he has a very complex offense to where he's going to look at all the matchups. He's going to whatever that weakness is, and we both said it. You said it a little earlier. The Patriots D-backs aren't fast. They're not. They're big,
but they're skilled.
They're skilled.
The technique.
But sometimes in certain situations, like you said, the bunch, you can exploit that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, there's just so many. This is one of the games that we can honestly say the Super Bowl is going to be a lot of chess. It's not even going to be checkers. It's going to be chess.
Yeah.
Because you're going to see Wade Phillips, going against Josh McDaniels. You're going to see Bill Belichick and Flores going against McVay, and who's going to move the rook, who's going to move the king in the right spot. That's going to be the situation going on. So I mean, I'm excited to see how these two complex people, these two complex offenses.
Right.
The players that they have, are they going to put them in the right position to make it happen?
Now, Greg said earlier when we first started, Greg had commented, he said he think the Pats can win big. I can see that. If it's going to be a blowout, it'll be going in the Pats' favor. But if it's close, the Rams have a shot. I just want to say this before we move on, because we got to talk about some 10, 9, 8, 70 motherfucking Sixers in the
basketball.
Whoever wins the game Sunday. And I'm calling my shot right now.
Okay.
Calling my shot.
You're calling the shot.
Whoever win the game Sunday, cool. Hold on to it for about 365 days. Because we come and get the bitch back. We come.
Is that a prediction?
We coming.
Is that a prediction?
I know where it's at. Listen, big things in 2019. Hell, you may find A2.
San Fran, right?
No, it's in Miami, Hard Rock Stadium. You may find A2D down that bitch next year. You never know. But I'm telling you, we coming to get it back. Y'all just hold it on to it for a little bit. Because it's a man number 11. He'd have been getting kicked around.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
His name ran
and
through.
What I said last week.
Because he an alpha type,
what
alpha
did
man.
I say last week? I said a fiery Carson Wentz, an upset Carson Wentz is a driven Carson Wentz. He's a different player. People have to realize the man didn't work. The man didn't have a mini camp. The man didn't take the guys to North Dakota. Those type of things are big, man. Those are chemistry building situations that teams have. And the fact that he didn't have all that.
Right.
And plus, I mean, let's keep it real. I love Nick, but Nick's over your shoulder.
Yeah.
You're human.
Yep.
Nick's going now. Nick's about to be going.
You said
we'll see what happens.
One key word in that. 2 key words, a phrase, I should say.
Okay, I like that.
You said chemistry is building.
Yeah. You like that. I need to patent that thing.
So I damn near say chemistry was built last night in Oakland, San Francisco, bougie ass, Silicon Valley, California. Approximately 10:30 p.m. I had said it, and I usually don't comment that much in the A2D, which I should. I observe a lot. But I think it was either Ralph or Wilder had put up what was the game, what was the result. I said statement game win for our Philadelphia 76ers. And that's what I saw last night. And let's get it all out in the open now.
Okay.
T.I. had put it up on the A2D. He said a lot of local and national saying they're trying to discredit the Sixers or lessen the meaning of that victory last night.
Why is that?
Because of Klay Thompson didn't play.
I know they're going to say that.
But listen, people. Listen. This is why I call bullshit.
Okay.
Klay didn't play. Okay, Klay didn't play. Right. Was their spacing messed up?
Which is big.
Their spacing was messed up. But listen, people. Jimmy Butler has 7 points. That might as well he ain't play.
3 for 12.
But bigger than that, the Sixers just implemented, and listen, the announcers did a great job of speaking about it. Reggie Miller, shit, because on Tuesday night playing the Lakers, I don't know what they announced the team. I don't know what that was.
Which one?
It was
Lakers versus who?
the Sixers Tuesday night.
Okay, yeah.
It was Jimmy Jackson.
Oh no, Jason,
Greg Anthony.
I think it was Jason Terry, Anthony, and I can't.
It was
remember
the Jimmy Jackson.
Yeah, Jimmy Jackson. I think it was.
I'm good with that.
You good with that?
Listen, Reggie Miller did a great job.
Oh, Reggie's a pro.
Talking about with Brett Brown and sharing the conversation that they had, because we saw something last night we never saw. So to bring out that offense against a team who has won 2 of the last 3 NBA championships, who has won 11 games in a row.
Right.
I don't give a shit if they is missing their best player. Oh,
Yeah.
so excuse me, Tom. Okay, they don't have Clay, so now they only got 4 All-Stars. My bad.
Bottom line is this.
My bad.
My bottom line is this. This was an excellent win, and I said it to you on the phone. This is the win to see where exactly the pulse of the Sixers. Yes, we need to make some moves. We definitely need a 4.
Right.
Okay. I know they're banking on Smith. I know they're banking on Fultz. And let me finish up with my whole thing.
Go ahead.
I know they're banking on that. We may not agree with that, but that's here or there. But the bottom line is, at the end of the day, last night, when the clock struck, was it 12 o'clock, wherever it was, because I kept falling asleep. But I made it.
He old people.
I made it. I made it through.
I
made it through. But when the clock struck 12:40, whatever the case may be,
right.
They balled out, man. And yeah, Klay Thompson wasn't there. I understand that. But Kevin Durant was there. Steph Curry was there.
Right.
I saw Boogie Cousins up there. And guess what? My man Joel Embiid. I'm going to read it to you. He had a double-double, by the way. I don't know if anybody saw that. Did you see that today?
It was a quiet double-double.
It was a quiet 26 points, 20 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals. That kind of sounds like some MVP talk to me.
Listen.
I mean, I don't know about you, Peter. I'm quite TA agrees with me. But my thing is, at the end of the day, and I gotta apologize. I'm gonna say it personally. I'm gonna say it publicly rather. That Benny balled out.
So listen,
and I've been hard on him. I've been talking about Ben. The last couple weeks I've been trashing him.
Right.
But last night, and I've always said it, when Ben has that dog in him,
listen,
he's a different player. 26, 8, and 6. I'm good with that. So going forward, and I'm
gonna tell you something.
Going forward, Pete, if they continue to do what they're doing against the teams like this,
right?
You know, we could be in the championship this year.
Listen, I'm gonna say it like this. I'll tell you one thing. I know them damn Warriors don't want to see Joel Embiid anymore because they ain't got no damn answer for that man.
Nah, they don't, bro. They don't.
And I hope other teams seen with that big like that, they don't have it. And this is the beauty about it. You know, we talked about them getting the 4. It wasn't last night. Or was it early? It was before the game. I know that. Listen, if they play what they did last night, they don't need no stretch 4.
Nah, they got to get a 4, bro.
Listen, I'm going to explain to you why. With Jimmy running the point and Ben on the block, there's no 4 outside of baby Giannis in the East that can check him like that. We talking about what he did to Draymond Green last night, who has won Defensive Player of the Year on more than one occasion.
I'm going to follow up with you with the answer. Go ahead.
He was doing anything he wanted to do to Draymond last night.
I agree with that.
But now, Jimmy has to settle into that point role.
Yeah.
If he settles into that point role,
that's where just to answer this part, and he and credit to Reggie Miller.
Yes.
Kudos to him last night. He said that. He went back to the tape, looked at what Jimmy, how Jimmy played when he was at Chicago.
Right.
And he ran the point all the time. So watch this. If Jimmy does that, Jimmy plays like that, if Jimmy finds himself in the offense, because right now he's trying to figure it out still.
right,
If you notice, he's not shooting he shot 12 times last night. He was 3 for 12.
right.
But if Jimmy can find his role and
that.
find that in this offense, in that niche, then yeah, I can see that. But here's my follow-up to your question. I agree with that. Giannis is going to be a problem. Giannis can give Ben a problem.
Right.
But also Kawhi can give him a problem because they can switch Kawhi to 4 in that situation. But other than that, you're right. I agree with that.
But see, but switching Kawhi to a 4. See, this is the beauty of what they did.
Okay.
You saw last night, and because Embiid had a shitty shooting night from the 3. He didn't put up a lot, but he really didn't hit any of them.
No, he was actually
0
for 5.
So when you see that, go ahead and put Kawhi on Leonard. That means you got to put Valanciunas. Well, didn't Valanciunas get traded?
No, he's hurt.
So, but Valanciunas, whoever.
What's the boy? Sakium. I'm saying the boy's name
Right.
wrong. Or
Siakam.
Ibaka. There we go. Or
Si-
Ibaka. Yeah, either or.
Or Ibaka. They got to go in and beat. Look at
Yeah.
Boston. Look at Boston.
Morris.
You got Morris.
Got
Put him on Ben in the block.
Horford.
And you saw with Ben in the block, he was more aggressive.
That's the Ben I like to see. And I don't know. I like the fact that they're actually honing on
Right.
that part of his game, which they didn't do last year. And credit to Ben, and I'm giving him props again,
Right.
because he did work on that part of his game.
Right.
I watched Ben. I've been watching Ben for years, and that wasn't part of his game like
Right.
that. So he is definitely working on his game. But I mean, it's just swinging back to the game. I just think they showed me so many things on different levels
Right.
because they had that fight, man.
They came back.
And they came back. And the thing is, when Golden State had like 2 or 3 big runs.
Yes.
But they kept coming at him. And
Yeah.
shout out to Shaman, man. Landry Shaman.
He belongs, man.
I got to give the scouting department of the Philadelphia Sixers a shout out because they saw the talent in this kid. And not only did they see the talent, they're actually coaching him
Right.
up to fulfill that role. And one thing he's doing is he's actually on JJ Redick. They're working out every day.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you can see the difference in his game.
Right.
Because I watched him at Wichita. He was a point guard, but he was
Right.
more of a dunker.
Right.
He was even more of a slasher. But he actually has evolved his game to now he's a shooter. So kudos to him as well.
real quick, I'm sorry, Alexis. We have no control over the Brady jersey. That is TA. That I have much respect for that man.
You don't like it?
She don't like it up there, but it's okay. It's okay. But just to kind of
Yeah.
echo off of what you were saying. Imagine.
I got some comments by the way after that. Go ahead.
Imagine if Fultz or Zaire
Right.
can come, because we're the only weakness they have right now, and that's starting 5. It's not on. It's the defense on the 2 with Redick at defense.
Yeah.
But if you can get Fultz to come back like that,
Give me something.
that already
Yeah.
get that already, because that's the best thing. Outside of seeing Ben do what he did, the defense as a whole was better. We saw. Listen, Jordan Bolden
Yeah.
blocked Boogie twice.
He's another one.
Blocked Kevin Durant. Hell, Mike Muscala blocked
Yeah.
Steph.
Yeah. They're developing. I got to give them credit because they're developing their young guys and they're trusting them. And I love that. I love that. But just to piggyback on what you said, Smith, one thing I can say, you said last night on the phone, you said right now they're all in. You could tell they're all in because, listen, for myself, I thought Smith was done for the year. Because, I mean, look at Ben, look at Embiid with the foot issues.
Right.
But he's getting ready.
Yeah.
He's with the Blue Coats right now. So they're obviously all in. The Sixers feel that, you know what, hey, let's put the chips in. And they're trusting in the fact that folks can come back and give them something.
Right.
Listen, I'm rooting for the kid. I'm hoping the
Right.
kid gives you something, man. But the fact is both of those guys have 2 things in common. They're both long,
Right.
and they're both guys that can switch.
Yeah.
And when you're playing teams like Toronto, when you're playing Milwaukee, when you're playing Boston, if you do get to the finals, you're playing any of those Western teams like
Right.
Golden State, Golden State, you got to be able to switch.
You saw the one switch where they
And be athletic.
They switched with Steph and KD.
Right.
They ran a pick and roll with Steph and KD.
Okay.
So you had Ben end up on Steph.
Right.
Okay, I
Right.
can live with that.
Right.
KD had TJ McConnell on him.
Yeah.
Did you see it?
And see, that's the thing. And that's
You can't do that.
And what I said to you before, I love McConnell. He's a good guy. He's a rah-rah guy. People love him. But the bottom line is you just
Right.
you can't get far with him, man, because that's the thing. You're gonna have to switch.
Yeah.
Their scheme's set up to where you're gonna have guys mismatches, and that's gonna be a mismatch in the big moment that we
Right.
can't afford. Now, we got some comments.
Go ahead.
Travis McKeever says the key for the Rams, we're going back to the football.
Welcome, Alexis. Welcome. We
Yes,
appreciate
sir.
you
Welcome,
in the
Alexis. We appreciate your support. Travis says the key for the Rams is play action. The Pats will prepare to stop the run to put golf in 3rd and long. All right, I like that. He also says play action on early downs will be open early. Golf needs to hit his passes. So we'll see. I mean, again, I'm rooting for the Rams. I hope the Rams will win the game. We will do our picks a little later. But anyway, Thomas TA says Ben dominated. TA also says Joel's the best player in the NBA. Now Jake says, and listen, Jake, I'm a Shaman guy too, man. I'm telling you, I love Shaman. So Alexis says, okay, he's talking about the GOAT. He's talking about Tom Brady.
Yes.
So he's saying it's the bench players. I think he's talking about the bench players. Listen, one other thing I want to segue to. I know we're going to talk about it. He said I would have traded Butler for Porzingis. Interesting. What do you think about that, Pete?
I did it.
You would have did it?
Yeah.
What do you think about the trade?
the trade for Dallas to New York, I like it for both teams.
Me too.
I like it. I think it's a win-win. I think Dallas realized that Luke is the man, and Dennis Smith, it was some other asset, and they Porzingis there. They needed essentially, to be honest with you, Dallas got a Dirk replacement.
Pretty much.
Potential Dirk replacement. That's what they got.
Yeah.
Now, I would have loved to see Porzingis in the B here because we talk about the stretch four. That's your stretch four.
Segue off that real quick. Just a thought. We talked about it. What's the chance of Kevin Love getting that red and blue and white? Now, I know he's coming back. He's supposed to be coming back shortly. I'm hoping we get a buyout. I don't know what the talks are over there, but they're obviously tanking. They're obviously going to be a lottery team.
Right.
They obviously could be first. They might get the first pick, second pick, or third pick.
Right.
Do they say to themselves, you know what? We got the younger guys going. We got Zizic. We got Osman going. Do we go younger? Right. Do we get the buyout for Kevin Love and then get some more assets going forward as far as getting the draft picks? But with that being said, if you're the Sixers, we talked about the stretch four. Do you bring in a guy like Kevin Love? He helps you on the outside. He solves that stretch four issue. He solves the spacing issue, that we have at times. So, and plus he's a leader. I mean, he's a guy that's been he's got chip. He's been in the locker room in the big game. So you bring him in. He's a guy that could be a team guy. He's a guy that can average 7 points, maybe 9 boards a game if possible. Do you bring him in?
You think about it. I mean, and I agree. I'm on the YouTube. So David Roska says, I'm just calling David L.A. David L.A. says Mavericks are dangerous to Western. Yes, that's why. That's a team who saw the opportunity to get better, not only now but for the future. Well, you know that you need two or more stars on your team. Yeah, and for the Knicks to get back what they got rid of a lot of expiring guard contracts.
Yes, they did.
They freed up space, and now the most attractive thing that they have is not only flexibility. That's one. 2, it's New York. 3, they may have the first overall pick.
Yeah, they're going to get it.
So they're going to get Zion. They're going to get Zion Williamson or R.J. Barrett.
Who said that, by the way?
You did.
Okay,
you did. You
2 years ago.
I didn't see the plan that how they was going to get there, but they're getting there.
Yeah,
they're getting there. Now I will say this to you, and I don't want to make sure. I want to make sure that my people know out there, the family know that I'm not trying to put all the stock in the last night's game. I just liked what I saw as far as that was a playoff lineup and playoff basketball that we saw last night. So I'm actually, maybe I might be good off the Kevin Love because you know why? In that system with Jimmy running the point, you need the shooting to come from somewhere. You do need to create the floor spacing, but you may be able to create that floor spacing at the 2 position.
Right. So Lexus said, I agree with that. So Lexus says, I agree with Kevin Love pickup, and he makes a good point.
Right.
But is he injury prone? And that contract too is high.
But that's the buyout.
That's the buyout, though.
That's
right.
the buyout.
So you buy him out and you bring him in for a mid-level contract, a friendly deal, low risk, high reward.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then he says, plus you have to pay Simmons and Butler. Now Butler, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Nah, I don't think.
And I'm running away from the topic of the Dallas and Knicks trade, but while we're here, let's talk about it. The Butler situation, I'm a little nervous because we heard the rumblings with him and the coaching staff, and I actually talked to my source. He said there was a lot of rumbles with that.
Okay.
With the coaching staff.
Okay.
They don't get along at all. It's proven. It's out there.
Well, maybe now.
I mean, hopefully with this, and shout out to Brett, and I've been hard on him too the last couple weeks. But Brett doing that extra homework, trying to figure out a way to make it work, trying to get Butler.
Right.
Because Butler's the type of guy, he's gonna give you your all, but the minute he feels that he's not in order. You don't believe in him. He's not
in him. Yeah.
Yeah, you're not believing in him.
I don't know if he's not believing. He feel like he's not involved.
Okay, I take that. The minute he feels he's not involved, he's gonna check out.
Yeah. So, but listen,
he's gonna let you know how he feels.
So, you had 26 from Ben. You had 26 from Embiid. You had 26 and 20 from Embiid. Okay. So Butler shot 3 for 12. Okay.
Right.
7 points. If Butler goes 50% or 40% from his field from the field, he gets to 10, 15 points. As running the point, everything goes through him. He's directing where the ball goes. He's involved.
Yeah.
He's involved. So this is why I would say, maybe if this can coexist like this, and after a big win last night, I'm interested to see what they do against the Kings tomorrow when they play. And shout out tomorrow. Tomorrow, my mama's birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, Mom!
Yeah, happy birthday. But
y'all doing anything for her?
I can't.
Okay, kid, off camera. Off camera. All right.
She may be watching.
Yeah.
But with that being said, maybe you revisit a Bradley Beal discussion.
I'm intrigued with that. But here's the question. Everyone said Bradley Beal.
At the 2.
But what do you got to give up? Here's where everybody got to
give up
realize.
a lot.
You got to give. Yo, that's one of their cornerstones, man. You got to give up a whole lot for him. Yeah. It's not going to be just, let's go take Bradley Beal on the side. No, you got to give something up.
So the other player, when you talk about the 4,
right?
We go back.
I already told you on the phone last night.
Doubleheader last night.
Right.
It was L.A. versus L.A. LeBron's first game back. Mm-hmm. I know Ralph is going to be happy now if you watch it.
Ralphie D.
LeBron's first game back, 24, 14, and 9. So, typical LeBron stat line. Yeah. They won the game in overtime. Mm-hmm. Now the Clippers are on the outside looking in.
Yeah.
They know they need to clear some cap space, and they have an expired contract. And we talked about this player before.
We did.
And he should have pulled the trigger last night in the last position of the game. He had a good look, but he didn't.
Right.
I would love Tobias Harris on his team.
You and me both. Yeah, I would love him. He fits what you're doing. He fits on the offensive side, especially with Simmons Butler. But, I mean, here's the 2 questions. Who are you giving up for him? Because you got to give somebody else.
He's expiring.
Okay, but you still got to give something for him. You got to give him some asset.
But not as much because he's an expiring contract.
Not as much, but you got to grab their attention.
Right.
But the issue is they actually like him.
Right.
So they actually, and I follow some of the stuff they're doing in LA too. They actually feel that they're gonna try to grab KD. They're gonna try to grab Kawhi, or maybe your boy Kemba.
Right.
That's talks too. But they feel like, you know what, hey, if we don't get some of those guys, we can always bring Tobias back. Because Tobias, we like him a lot. Ballmer likes him.
Right.
Ballmer's going to – listen, one thing about Ballmer, L.A., he's going to back up that truck.
True.
True. And he wants to win. This dude he's just crazy. He wants to win like crazy.
Well, guys like that.
You know what I mean? So whatever he's got to do, he's going to do it.
They're going to be successful.
Right.
And they have that win now. That dog competitive attitude, that alpha male attitude.
Right.
So, I mean, it's going to be interesting. I mean, the trade deadline got kicked off last week. Kicked off yesterday with the Porzingis trade. And people were like, execs are mad. The trade happened too quick. You could be tampering, whatever. And now we heard with AD. AD got fined $50,000.
Yes, he did.
And then Rich Paul probably paid that.
Yeah, that's dropping a buck. I mean, the thing is with AD, man.
Right.
I mean, where do we begin? I mean,
I agree with him.
Yeah, I'm good.
I'm good with it.
Listen, he sees the writing on the wall. He sees that they're not going to reach that level with the Golden States of the world, with some of the other teams in the league, you know what I mean, other in the Western Conference. Right. So he feels like, look, let's make that jump. Now, for him, that jump is I'm thinking either L.A. or New York, because the fit of playing with LeBron and then the fit of being in New York and the fit with other guys coming with you. Somebody might say, okay, well, what about Boston? I don't know.
His dad put that the rest of the day.
Yeah, what's up with that? I saw that.
His dad came out today and said, my son will never, ever play for
Boston.
Boston.
Let me say this to the family out there, and I want you guys to answer this. How do you feel about the parents? Now, we talked about Alonzo Ball's dad, and people don't like him, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
But how do you guys feel about some of those other parents that come out and just are not immediate media, they're not in the microscope, whatever, like the Balls of the world. But how do you feel about those guys coming out and just saying it and saying how, maybe this is talks in their area or in their corner, in their circle, but actually coming out and say it? Do we feel it's too much for them saying what they're saying?
No.
Okay.
No, I mean, for me, no, because at the end of the day, AD's going to make money and be a millionaire no matter what. And all his dad going to do is go with him. His dad to be whatever. That doesn't matter to me. It doesn't affect me. It doesn't sway me one bit. When I look at fit, I like AD there.
Okay.
He goes there.
To where?
To New York.
Okay.
But New York can't do it now. They got to wait for him.
Yeah.
They didn't shot all they didn't shot. Well, I can't say they shot all their shots.
Yeah.
I mean, could you theoretically reload everything you just got to New Orleans? But New Orleans, you would have to give so many picks back.
They're gonna wait. They're gonna wait.
I mean, the only thing you have now is Dennis Smith Jr. That's it.
And
they called New Orleans first.
Yes, they did.
And New Orleans said, "We not interested in Kristaps."
Now the thing is, this regime, which there's some Knicks fans out there, you guys need to be happy because this regime is smart.
Yeah.
This regime is patient. This regime is not the other regimes where they'll just put money out there and try to reload and guys that are past their prime. Everything they're doing is very intricate. It's all steps.
Right.
It's all the plan. So the plan is, okay, yes, we got the assets now. We got the picks now. Let's just wait. We're going to be bad. We know what we're going to be.
Right.
Okay, so let's wait until the summer, and then we're going to just hit it hard.
Right,
We're going to blow it out the doors.
right. Like
You know what I'm saying?
Like Steve Mills said, he said this trade allowed us to get somebody out of here that was not in the future. So they say, so because they're really trying to make Kristaps look like they're trying to throw Kristaps under the Bucks,
Which is crazy.
which is that's just what
that's crazy.
organizations do. But they got younger, got rid of expiring contracts, and they got flex capability, cap flexibility.
Flexibility, right.
So I agree with that. That's cool. And I see why Dallas did it as well. But when we come to the AD situation, one person I want to be like, how dare you say that? This dude, Drew Holiday, came out and said,
What'd he say?
I re-signed with New Orleans because of AD. No, bitch, you re-signed with New Orleans because you
want to get money.
You getting paid $25 this year, $26 next year.
Yeah, and guess what?
That's why you re-signed.
He's going to be in the NOLA.
By itself.
Well, if they make this trade, with the Lakers,
right?
Which, by the way, Ball already said he don't want to play for them, and they get either Ingram or Kuzma, and another guy, they're gonna be decent.
I want to see.
They're gonna be decent, bro.
Do me a favor, and then we'll answer a question from Alexis in the Facebook.
Okay, go ahead.
Do me a favor. Look up Ingram's stat line from last night because he had 36 against the Sixers.
Ingram has been balling, bro.
He's starting to slowly but surely become a man. Alexis asked, do the Sixers make it past the second round? And if so, do we do it with this squad or do we pick up before the trade deadline? Yes, and I think they will make a trade. I think if they can't land somebody significant, they are definitely going to try to switch it up to get some depth. And better, it may not be sexy, but in their second unit, they need better perimeter defense out of their second unit.
Yep.
That's where they lack because the Sixers, in my opinion, with the starting five, will most likely always have a lead. Is if that second unit will give that lead up, or they will somewhat keep it comfortable till the starters can come back in.
So I totally agree with that. I mean, I've been saying it, and I like Wilson. Wilson Chandler's been playing really. He's playing decent. He's serviceable. Let's say he's serviceable, but you got to get a better four.
Yeah,
you got to get a better four.
If he's in the second unit four,
that's different.
Right.
But you do have to get the perimeter defense has to improve.
Yes.
That's why, and I've been saying it this whole show, they're banking
on Zion.
They're rolling the dice. They're banking on Smith and they're banking on Fultz because Fultz that's in his right mind.
Right.
and this Smith
right
gives you that flexibility on the defensive side. And when you're playing Boston, who you have to be athletic, which we saw last year, we had all those Bellinelli and all those boys. You have to be athletic, and you have to be able to get on perimeter, and you have to be able to run. And when you don't got those guys, it's gonna be a problem each time.
You need
Toronto, the same thing.
You need two-way players everywhere as much as you can get. You don't want liabilities on the defensive side of the floor, especially when you have one of the best starting fives in the league. Even you have one of the best starting fives in the league, even at an inefficient level.
Right.
You have one of the best starting. Let alone if all of them are hitting.
Right. So Ingram last night played 43 minutes, had 19 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. He was 7 for 12, 5 for 5 from the free throw. And listen, I mean, I've been following him a lot. I've actually picked him a couple times. And Ingram, that's how he's playing. Ingram is actually – that's what he has been the last couple games. And honestly, since LeBron was out, he was the guy handling the ball on a regular basis.
So what makes me think by LeBron coming back this close to the trade deadline.
Right. You feel they showcased him? I can see that.
They showcased him for New Orleans.
And here's the thing. One of the things they said the last couple of years, we don't want to give him up. We want to keep him. We don't want to give him up. We want to keep him.
Right.
People kept asking about it because people, they've been salivating the last 3 years about Ingram, all the GMs. And they said, no, he's off limits. He's off limits. But now with AD, which, things change when you got AD.
Right.
Now they're saying, you know what? Like you said, let's showcase him. He can handle the rock.
Right.
He can run the floor. He can shoot. He's got good floor vision. So when you have a guy like that, and he's 6'10", even though he's getting his weight up, he's long. He's good. He's decent on defense.
Right.
So let's showcase him. Let's get him out there. So when that trade comes, we'll be able to make that move.
I mean, looking at the AD trade, Ingram, Kuzma, Ball, couple picks going back. I mean, because New Orleans, they can't just ride it out and losing for nothing next year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're not going nowhere. Like them not being able to re-sign Boogie hurt them a lot.
Shout out. Let me say this. Shout out to my man Ja.
Yeah.
Shout out. Let's give my man Ja a shout out because, considering what he's been through the last couple of years, I mean, he would have been done. I mean, but the fact that he was an advocate for mental awareness.
Yeah.
He was dealing with some things himself. He changed his diet.
Right.
He was a vegan for a little bit, and you could tell he's more focused. He's that player. Of course, he came from a fine, prestigious school that wears royal blue and white, Duke University, who, by the way, will be the champions. And we will talk about a little bit of college hoops next week.
How is Tennessee #1?
Yo, Tennessee's balling, bro. Have you watched him yet?
Nah.
Yo, Rick Barnes. That's all I got to say, Rick Barnes.
Oh, Texas Rick Barnes.
Yeah, he's there.
Okay.
So they're balling. But as I said, I mean, shout out to Ja. He's balling right now. He's going to be centerpiece, man. I mean, I know they're giving up AD. I mean, they can build around him.
So Ja, when he was here, I can't say we treated him bad. We treated him hell.
We treated him bad at the end. We did.
His performance was on the floor.
Yeah.
Then maybe we kind of kicked him. So one would think maybe Ja went back to Chicago and he cried a little bit, right?
Yeah, he might have.
Well, there was another former Philadelphia player that
Jesse
was on some national media.
Okay.
Had an outlet, courtesy of Sims and Lefkoe.
Okay.
And that was Michael Vick.
Nice segue.
And Deshaun Jackson was
like
there.
that.
They visited. And Chip Kelly came up.
Your boy.
Chip Kelly came up. And Michael Vick said that he remembers in 2013 preseason that he was sitting in a hyperbaric chamber.
Yes.
And tears start flowing down his face.
In the Michael Jackson mobile. Go ahead.
Because he could not believe Chip Kelly had him in a quarterback competition that he was clearly winning with Nick Foles. And then Deshaun further goes on and says, we was in training camp in preseason running with the 3s and 2s.
Wow.
Because Chip Kelly believed in the system so much, he said, you got to earn your spot. And I will say this. I will go on the record. I will go on the record right now and say this.
Gosh.
If
Sad,
if Chip Kelly would have had some type of damn sense and realized it wasn't the system, it was the talent of the players, he had the perfect horses for his system because he had one-on-one man beaters at every position. He had Ertz, he had Macklin, he had Deshaun, he had LeSean. And let's not quiet as kept, he had Lane Johnson.
Yes,
he
did.
had Jason Kelsey.
Drafted him.
He had Jason Peters.
Drafted Lane Johnson. Yeah. Yeah.
He had Ty Harriman.
Yeah.
I damn near gave that's 4 or 5. I can't think of the 5th one. Who was the offensive
I
line?
can't remember either.
Shit.
I
The
can't
boy
remember.
we traded, we ended up trading to he went to Denver.
Joe Mathis.
Yeah.
Who was
Evan
a Pro
Mathis.
Bowler. Who was a
Evan
Pro Bowler.
Mathis, yes.
So listen, I'm gonna say this, man. It really just
Jesse Stoop, he said bring Chip back.
Jesse, you're the best, man. But nah, listen. The bottom line is this, man. It really shows you how they just hated him.
Right.
I mean,
It was rightfully
There's
deserved.
no other way to say it. He's an egotistical, short little guy.
Yep.
Who felt that his system and I drank the Kool-Aid. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was a chip guy. You too, TA? You too?
Yeah.
I jumped.
TA about to chime in.
that. Listen, yo, I went hard for Chip Kelly.
Right.
You could not tell me nothing because I was an Oregon guy.
Yeah.
I followed Chip because again, my god sister ran track for Oregon, so I knew about Chip when he first started. Right. So I was a Chip guy. When we got Chip, I said, "Oh yeah, we good. We about to change the world."
Because you knew what you had on the team.
I knew we had. But go ahead, T. I'm gonna chime in real quick, and then I'm gonna finish up.
He's just a great talker.
Yeah.
I mean, he sold you. Everything he talked about, the first draft he had with Ertz and all them guys, he said, big guys beat up small guys. It's like it was common sense stuff he was saying. But you're like, oh, I buy into this guy. And just like you said, I watched a ton of Oregon games.
Yeah.
And just his whole offense. And
Yep.
I believe you see the offense in the league now. There were just some things he didn't do right. That's all.
Yeah, and the thing is, and that was the key. And I said, the first year with 10-6, second year with 10-6, and I said, I'm gonna say this: if he does not change his ways, and again, like Chris Sims says, they ran 9 plays, which they did. But like you said last night, if you got the assets and you use them right, it doesn't matter. You can run 9 plays all day.
You know what's coming, but if talent beats that,
exactly,
it don't matter.
But his downfall was he just didn't want to change his ways. If he just made some changes here and there, switch the offense up a little bit.
It's not even change, but it didn't change. He didn't even have to make changes in the offense.
He didn't have to. He didn't adapt,
He had
man.
to change this.
Yeah.
He had to be. You know what? I'm in the NFL.
Yep.
It's not about me no more.
I'll give you that.
Let me take my step back, and let me just watch. Let my players let my system speak for itself.
Right. So real quick, let me hop into some comments. So Jesse says, so Jesse, you that's right, you down in VA. Jesse says UVA is winning the chip. Now, I give you this, and I know we're moving around a little bit. Jesse, UVA is balling. and I'm going to say this. Typically, they're a defensive team, okay? But this year, they're putting up, I don't know if you watched them, Pete. Yo, but they're putting on some points, bro.
Who?
The Cavaliers, Virginia University.
They got to. Guess what? They asses got bounced by a 16 seed. Listen, I'm not going to let them forget about that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They can't forget about that.
So, Alex says also, watch out for Villanova. They're getting it together. Now, I do agree with that. Phillip Booth is balling now. He's averaging over 20 points. Pasquale is balling as well. He's averaging a double-double as well. And then a lot of their bench players is playing. The kid, what's that point guard? I can't remember his name. He's balling as well.
I know what you're talking about,
yeah. But, I mean, and plus Jay Rice just a guy, man.
Yeah.
He knows how to coach, man.
Yeah.
He's one of those guys. He just puts guys in the right position. So, they're a team to sleep, not to sleep on. Michigan State's another team, but Michigan Wolverines. Yo. Have you been following this year?
Mm-hmm.
Yo, Michigan Wolverines is the real deal, bro.
This is the time for college basketball to heat up. But listen, man,
Yeah.
I don't want to lose sight of what we were on.
Okay.
And I can't help but sit here and reminisce to myself if two things would have went right.
Right.
If Chip would have got out of his own damn way,
Yeah.
and if Andy Reid in 2012 was able to draft Russell Wilson, because Russell Wilson and Chip Kelly's offense with those players,
Yeah, but you wouldn't have-
even Chip couldn't
Yeah, but you
even
wouldn't
Chip
have-
couldn't have fucked that up.
Yeah, but you wouldn't have had Nick Foles.
Yeah, oh no,
Right?
oh no. Look, hell,
Yeah,
we ain't gonna have Nick Foles anyway.
Yeah, but you wouldn't have got a chip. No pun intended.
Don't do this to me, man.
I just did it.
Don't do this to me.
You wouldn't have got
Because
a chip. No pun intended.
Listen,
Right?
out of everybody here on the fam, out of
Okay.
everybody here on ATD,
Go ahead.
every Eagles fan that you know
Yes, sir.
that does this,
Okay.
you know you about to put me. I swear the family gonna hate me. You know I don't give a shit. Like I don't care. You know I'm like Belichick when it comes to my fanhood.
Okay.
I really am. We won the Super Bowl. I cried like a baby. I went to the parade.
Uh-huh.
My legs hurt for a week.
Yeah.
I was good.
You was chipped up.
By the end of February, that Super Bowl, that season was over. It didn't mean shit. Let's go get another one.
Well, listen, you was playing a hypothetical game. I'm just telling you, if you draft Russell Wilson, a couple spots after that, you don't draft the guy, the MVP of your Super Bowl team. You're not hurting. You're not going to the parade. You're not there. We're not on Broad Street. We're not at the Art Museum.
No, you're right.
Okay,
but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm just sitting here saying
All right.
we not about to have Foles anyway. CBS Sports.
Uh-huh.
Will Brinson came out with a mock draft, and he came out with two trade scenarios for Jacksonville and the Eagles.
Okay.
One package involved Leonard Fournette, which I don't think is going to happen.
No.
The more realistic package was the Eagles sending Nick Foles and the 54th pick to Jacksonville. Jacksonville giving us back number 7 and number 69.
So we'll get number 7.
Right. You
And
get in
69.
you get in the top 10.
I like it. Let me say why. Because you can address either your defensive.
Courtesy to Will Brinson once again.
You can either address your defensive tackle issue because we need depth, and you can get one of those Alabama boys or one of those Clemson boys who can come in and contribute right away, or you can get your offensive tackle. Or get in position to drop down,
Jonah Williams.
get some more picks to get a guard a little bit later down the round because Brandon Brooks ain't coming back right away.
Nah.
So you have to, and this is how he has to do. He's got to address that line. You got to protect 11 because 11 gets hurt. Let's keep it real, and I love 11.
Right.
But 11 you got to protect him.
Right.
So
it's freak stuff with 11 though too.
Yeah, but that trade makes a lot of sense.
Man, listen, people. Carson Wentz got hit like the picture of Batman over Bane's knee on Breaking the Batman. That's how hard that man got hit in his back. So let's not act like he just got hit in his back when he took a sack to the ground. He got completely blindsided. My back I'd have been in a wheelchair with that damn thing where you can't sit in that bitch. You got pins and shit. You in that bitch like this, Tom. You in that bitch like this. You can't move.
Yo,
you got to turn. So listen.
I think I cried on that. When I saw that movie and Batman got chipped up by Bane, I was about to cry, bro, because that was just my hero, man. He's getting chipped up like that.
That was a trade scenario. But listen, I talked about something last week,
right?
And it caused a lot of controversy in the
I
fam.
saw that. Yeah.
A lot of controversy. So I'm gonna go right back to it.
Okay.
We don't stop.
You want to add to it?
No, I'm not adding to it.
And
but you mean to tell me Nick Foles can get us in the top 10, but if we put Jack Ertz on the market, he can't get us in the top 15? And I want people to realize I saw a lot of the comments. There was a lot of interaction. It was a lot of interaction from the family. We appreciate that. That's only going to help us grow. But that's what we said. We started here. The conversation starts here at A2D.
Okay.
And it starts here with PSG. So you mean to tell me if we put Zach Ertz on the market, I heard a lot of people saying the draft isn't deep enough. The draft isn't deep enough. The draft isn't deep enough. Let's stop thinking about picks.
Right.
Start looking at teams and players who have a need. Listen, this is a long shot. I told you this. This is a long shot. And this will be the first time TA hear this too. I want C.J. Anderson to have 200 goddamn yards on Sunday. Ball out because there's already NFL execs saying that C.J. Anderson fits the Rams defense, fits the Rams offense better than Todd Gurley.
Okay.
You tell me anybody out here right now who wouldn't trade Zach Ertz and number 25 for Todd Gurley. Who wouldn't do that?
Yeah, a lot of people do it, man. I mean, it makes so much sense on so many levels, man, because you're getting Todd Gurley. You have not only do you have Todd Gurley,
and he's under contract.
You have Wentz, who you're bringing in now. You're bringing in a Gurley who's going to assist or help curtail the game for Wentz. And what's a recipe to a young quarterback? A great running back, a great running game to help to getting the ball 20 times a game to shorten the game up for him.
You don't need Gurley 20 times a game.
15 to 20. Let's say 15 to 20.
10 to 15 touches.
You bringing him, he's getting 15 to 20. Okay, so let's just say 15 to 16, somewhere in that neighborhood. But that's a recipe for success for Wentz. And that was one of the issues that we had last year. We didn't have a running game. And when you have Carson throwing the ball 40-something times, Dougie P., he's going to get chipped up.
Yeah.
So it makes sense.
Now, Jesse said the Rams ain't stupid, which is true. I will. Now, this is a lot of – now, the Todd Gurley thing is armchair GM. That's real hard armchair GM.
Yeah.
On my part.
That's what we do.
But the Zach Ertz thing, it has to make you think. Listen, people don't realize it's been quiet. Zach Ertz has been here since 2013.
Right.
Chip Kelly, Zach Ertz is about to be – if Zach Ertz was in the NBA, he would be on a trade market like nobody business because he's a premier player and he's an expiring contract. And he can get you back assets for the future.
So while we're talking running backs, Johnny Bird said, I love the name. Johnny Bird says we should resign.
He said Tom sound like Hulk Hogan too.
He did. All right, so Johnny Bird says we should resign Blunt. Now, real quick, the Blunt thing. He's older. He's got a lot of mileage. I love the guy. He assisted us to get to the bowl. He was great for what he did, but I think we're past that part of the story right now. I really do. I think the next comment that Alexis says really makes a lot of sense.
We've been on it
and we've been saying it for the last 2 weeks.
I said it that day. That day the video came out.
But that makes so much sense on so many levels to get Kareem Hunt, low risk, high reward. Yes, he might sit for 6 games or maybe 4 games, but that's why you draft a running back as well as bringing Clement back, as well as bringing Sproles back, because I think Sproles is going to come back. Right. And who am I missing? Another guy. Either Adams or I think Small will be gone. But with the draftee that you're going to get, because the Eagles are going to draft the running back, and the running back that they bring in is going to be prevalent, is going to make some noise, whether it be Snell, whether it be Holyfield, whether it be the kid from Iowa State that you like, right? That's the kid that you like? Isn't the guy from Iowa State? Like? Any of those guys you can bring in.
Well, I love, me personally, Bryce. I want Bryce Love.
Bryce, well, he's going to probably sit for a little bit. When did he tear
his
up?
What you think Kareem Hunt ass about to do? You think he's going to come here and play week 1?
When did he tear his ACL? When did he tear his ACL?
He tore his ACL in December.
I mean, like I said, I agree with you. You can shelf him, but what I'm saying, they need guys going to contribute right away.
So to speak about –
that's my point.
This is what I want people to speak about the Kareem Hunt. Look into this. Because Goodell spoke on Tuesday, I believe, at Super Bowl week. And I want to make sure I don't even know if we can say Super Bowl because ESPN can't even say Super Bowl. They called it.
Don't say it then.
They called it Super Week.
Championship week.
They called it Super Week. What the hell's a Super Week? That's the best y'all can come up with?
Well, listen, when you
ABC and the Powerhouse,
when you gonna get fined and all that kind of stuff,
man. Listen,
you gonna trip around your words. All right, so we're gonna say championship week. Go ahead.
Okay, so he spoke this week, and people got all caught up. And he's talking about the review, the Saints call, but he spoke on the Kareem Hunt situation, and what he said, if you read between the tea leaves, was very interesting. He said, "We've looked at it. We're going to complete our investigation independently, and whether or not it stays on the commissioner exempt list, or whether or not he is suspended, how many games he's missed, or whether or not he will be disciplined." He said it. I'm not saying it, but when he spoke about discipline,
it gave you the inkling that it may not be serious or not as long as we
long.
anticipate.
I got the thing like they ain't gonna do nothing. Like it's almost time served.
So it's kind of like a la Reuben Foster, kind of sort of. Where at first it was a media storm. At first people were getting crazy, they were outraged, but NFL said, okay, all right, you know what? He's not gonna get anything. So it's a possibility.
That happened in what, November, October?
Well, the incident happened in February, but the actual video happened in November, I believe.
So he missed how many games? 6, 7?
Somewhere in that neighborhood.
And he didn't get paid because he got cut.
Yeah, he got cut.
So
yeah.
You look at his team. His team was in the AFC Championship game without him. If he's there,
they win.
They're in the Super Bowl this week.
They win.
Super,
absolutely.
The championship game.
They're in the championship game. They win.
So, can we not say Super Bowl, sir? Okay. All right. Super Bowl.
Yes, I don't care. But what you said, I mean, Hunt did so much for that offense, man. Like you said, having him there against that. Because, listen, they were there. I mean, a couple plays, they win that game. I mean,
right.
But to piggyback off of some of the things Alexis said, I mean, he said it would look like this: Clement, Hunt, Adams, Sproles, and our drafted running back. I like that rotation.
Right.
Now, Small was the odd man out. Smallwood, listen, I'm going to say this about Smallwood. Smallwood has 9 lives. Because, I quit on him a couple years ago. But that guy always seemed to get on the field, and always at the moments when we needed to make a play, he made a play.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, he's going to be the odd man out. So,
Sproles, do you bring him back at the vet minimum?
Yes, absolutely. Yo,
he's not my first option.
He gave us a lift, bro. He's a team leader, bro.
Okay, so
and he's still got a little wiggle in him, man.
He do, but what you already know, I'm not. This is a business to me. I want the business. I care about sentimentality.
No, I dig it. I mean, listen. Sometimes you gotta make hard decisions.
So
I allow the Patriots. They make hard decisions all the time.
The Eagles already have a plan because we saw last night it broke around 6:30, 7 o'clock. Rodney McLeod be back for 2019
which I love.
And a rework contract. After what we saw from the safety play this year, we need Rodney.
Bring him back, please.
And listen, if you want to let the bodyguard walk and make him an assistant line coach or make him a special advisor,
bodyguard's gonna be back, bro.
The bodyguard
will be back for a lower contract.
The bodyguard can be back all he want. This bodyguard on the sideline, bitch.
Yeah.
You want to be a bodyguard? Be a bodyguard for real.
I've never seen a player go like this.
Yeah, like it's the second play of the game. He like, I need a blow.
He said, "Yo, come on, come on, let's go." I said, "He's out already." I said, "Yo, where's Jason Peters?"
Yo,
Jason Peters is out. He's has acquired his injury. I'm like, "Yo, he only played like 2 seconds."
Yeah. So,
oh my gosh,
just to transition out of football real quick. I mean, it's coming to an end this Sunday.
Yeah, it's rough, man.
So I want to give our picks real quick, and then we'll hop into. We got to talk about the other 2 teams in the area. Talk about the other 2 teams in the area. So I say Pats win 31-27.
Okay. 31-27. Me personally, I hate to say it. Now the line's 2. 2.5. Line's 2.5.
I got it at 2. I almost got it at 3.
It first started off when the Super Bowl, the championship first started off, as far as when they found the Rams winning. It was Patriots winning. It was Rams 2.
Right.
Then it changed. So honestly, and a lot of the signs point to the Patriots, but then the Rams can make some noise, man. If Goff comes out there playing the way he needs to play, and if Anderson and Gurley give you what they need on the running game, it could sway to the Rams. But all else fails, I'm going Pats.
Right.
I'm going 34-27.
TA, you want to chime in? I know you going to do your pick them tomorrow. 34-21 Pats, TA says. So, I want to transition because there's a team that's hot. It's funny that this team is so hot. It's the hottest team in the city, even though the Sixers just had a big-ass win last night. There's another team that's the hottest in the city, maybe the hottest in their league, yet they play on ice. But they so hot they making ice melt, and that's the Philadelphia Flyboy Flyers.
How we looking?
They won 6 in a row.
Okay. I think they're going to make a run.
3-2. They won 3-2 last night in Boston in overtime. I think the Brewers are leading the division. I think they almost had like 67, 70 points, something like that. So it's a big win, 6 in a row. They're still 10 points out of the last playoff spot. But with that being said,
Carter Hart's balling.
Carter Hart,
the
defense, the young defenseman is getting up there with one of the best in the league. So it's just something to keep your eye on. It's definitely progress for the future. Would I like the number 1 pick? Because I don't know the kid's name, but I heard it's a beast coming out.
Is he like McDavid? Is he on that realm? That's the key.
He is like McDavid. He's better than Eichel.
Okay.
But guess where he's from?
Where's he from?
He's from the United States.
Okay.
So with that right there,
okay,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That tells you it's a homegrown player. So I seen a lot of fans kind of not at first they were upset about this run because they wanted the Flyers to have the number 1 overall pick to get this kid because he would be a game changer. He'd be a game changer come in day 1 and start showing you something.
Yeah, but realistically, Pete, and the family could chime in. Alexis just said 6 in a row, like you said.
Right.
But do you want this to happen? Do you really want? Considering everything we need, we have a lot of needs. Let's keep it real. We have a lot of needs. So, do you tank it, a la NBA, a la different sports, and do you get that pick? That's the question.
They have to get to a certain point. I don't know when the NHL trade deadline is, or if it's already passed. They have to get to a certain point. If they realistically can't make it, they have to start really thinking about the hard decisions to make and maybe move on from Giroux.
Yeah,
Giroux, they're like their core players, and get them a chance to get done what they couldn't get done in 2010 and possibly host the Stanley Cup. They did it with Carter. They did it with Richards when they went to L.A. and they won it. So, but speaking of that, we have 11 days to pitchers and catchers, and neither one of these stuck-up sons of bitches
I'm tired.
ain't signed yet.
I'm tired.
I can't.
This is like dating a woman.
This is work.
It's like dating a woman. You know what I mean? Sometimes she loves me. Sometimes she loves me or not. I mean, like, which is it? Like, what are we going to do? Like, are we going to make a decision or what? You know, and you're picking different. I mean, it's like a dating game. Like they picking certain girls and then saying, "Oh no, I think I like this other girl better. No, I might like this girl better." Like, make up your mind, man.
Is Scott Boris Machado's agent as well?
Nah, he's only a Harper.
So, but even like, when did the Padres did both agents come out and say, "Hey, San Diego, we're gonna start linking to you"? Listen, San Diego's a beautiful city.
Yeah,
it's a beautiful city,
beautiful stadium,
but it's a small market. I swear for God, if for people out there who may not be of the melatonin in their skin, when the black person say, "I swear for God," it means some real shit. If San Diego ends up with one of them, we end up with none.
You making a trip?
I'm gonna be hot.
You making a trip?
Comic-Con. I'm supposed to be going to Comic-Con this year. Comic-Con in San Diego.
Okay, when is that?
It's in July.
Okay,
it's in July. So,
yeah, man. I'm at the point, man. Listen, now a lot of experts are saying that it's definitely gonna happen before training camp. Like right as training camps get ready to start, that's when it's gonna happen for sure. But man, listen, he's meeting with them in Las Vegas right now. Like what do we mean about? You didn't met with everybody. I know you meet with San Diego, but you meet with him again? Like, come on, bro.
The money is either has to be the money, like Cardi B say, or it has to be the term.
Well, listen, they all were banking on New York. They both were banking on New York.
I don't think no. Machado was banking on New York,
and New York wasn't thinking about him.
New York was thinking about Machado, but they wasn't thinking about that number. And they had no interest in Bryce. No interest in Bryce whatsoever.
Nah. Well, we'll see, man. I mean, listen, I'm ready for it to happen. You know, whatever it's gonna be, let's get it going.
I mean, you got some like Dallas Keuchel is still out there. So do you take a flyer on Gio Gonzalez at this point? I see Wade Miley signed a 1-year deal.
They're going to wait it out, man. They're going to wait it out.
A lot of these premier relievers signing 1-year deals. Craig Kimball's still out there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of players out there.
They're going to wait it out. They're going to wait out the storm.
And I want to give a shout-out to J.P. Arenado for breaking the arbitration record that Mookie Betts set last year. My man went to arbitration and got creamed off for $26 million.
For 1 year?
For one, man,
it's a lot of strip club money.
TA, how many people have said, in all honesty, I'm out on Machado and Harper. I want to go all in for JP next year. We've heard that. We heard that for wanting to go for Arenado next year out of Colorado because he may be better than both of them.
Yeah,
he may be better than both. So, give me $250. You feel what I'm saying? So JP's that dude. And you figure 26 million, and you figure that for 5-10 years, that's right at $250, $260. He's going to get paid.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to get paid. I remember the time when the Phillies was hot in 2007 to 2013. Cliff Lee signed in December.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He signed in December. Doc signed in December. Cliff Lee was gone. Then Cleveland, we never had to wait until February. Well, I don't understand this.
These guys are different, though. They cut from a different cloth, man. They cut from a different cloth.
Their money's guaranteed, dude.
Yeah, but they're cut from a different cloth. They're playing the game. They're playing the game. And their agents is pulling the strings.
It's Scott Boras, man.
They're pulling the strings, bro.
It is. It's Boras, and it's just like, bro.
But that's what he does, though. That's what Boras is known to do, man. That's what he does on a regular basis.
Yeah.
That's why he's so good at what he does, because he knows how to play the sides. He knows how to say, okay, well, yo, this team's offering me this. No, what can you do for me? Well, this team's offering me this. What can you do for me? You know what I'm saying? So he plays the side. That's why he's one of the greatest to do it, greatest agents. It's annoying to us as a fan. You know, as far as the fandom, I mean, we want our players to play. We want them to get signed,
why would you want to come into spring training so late? I mean, I guess you when you were to that level.
Well, I mean, the kid from Boston did the same thing, Martinez. He signed like a day before.
Are you talking about JD Martinez?
Yeah, like a day of training camp. So I mean, that's what they do.
But see, I can understand Machado and Harper doing it. But I mean, I can even kind of see what Kimbrel doing it. But what's up with Keuchel? Where's it seemed like these guys have no market, but yet they not signed yet. So I mean, I don't want them to sign.
Everyone is waiting for this to happen with Machado and Harper. Once Machado and Harper signs, then everything else will fall into place.
So before we get out of here, I got a YGTG.
I got one too.
And but I want to give a shout out to a Philly great who I don't see his jersey up here on the wall.
Who's that? Oh, okay, J-Roll?
No.
Who
So I always shout out to J-Roll, too. J-Roll got 2 jerseys in the building.
Okay.
I think that may be his jersey across from us, but I'm not sure. And that's number 6, Ryan Howard.
Okay.
Because he did sell his house in Tampa. He's still breaking records every once in a while.
Howard's in my closet. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Nice.
So Howard sold his Tampa house. That was a full block. Broke the Tampa real estate record for, I think he sold it for $16.5, and I think he only paid like
what Deion say? Must be the money.
$7.5 million for it.
Deion said must be the money.
So shout out to Ryan Howard for that. I like you on the MLB. Yo, he be stunting.
Yo, I heard he's doing his thing, man.
He be stunting because he got the big ass diamond earrings in his ears still.
Well, you got about a bucket load of money. You can do stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, he got some bread.
Yeah.
And then listen, Phillies brought back Jimmy Rollins as a special
kudos to
advisor.
them.
So I like it. You bring back players who mean something. So YGTG is for people like Alexis. You still rocking with us. We appreciate the first time.
Yes, sir.
Our YGTG is you got to go every week. And my YGTG is for these soft-ass, cotton swab NBA players crying because they either did or did not make the damn All-Star team. Rudy Gobert, you broke down and cried because you made the All-Star team.
No, he didn't break down and cry.
Yes, he did.
For real?
Yo, Rudy Gobert was talking, broke down and cried.
He did?
Yes. And then on top of that, he did not make the All-Star team, so he was snubbed.
Right.
Big Cat was out with his mom and dad like he was going to the movies or something like that. Found out he made an All-Star team. His second one. My man was unconsolable. Listen, I mean, take pride in what you do. Don't get me wrong. But at the same time, like if A2D gets awards, that's because we believe in this. You see what I'm saying? We believe in this. Like you hear it, hashtag all the time, hashtag no notes, best in the business.
Right.
The best in the business to do what we do. That's unconventional sports talk. None better. It ends and stops right here. I don't want to hear it. But if we did that, then you won't see me break down and cry.
Yeah. So your whole thing is just the way he broke you talking about
both of them.
Okay.
Both of them. Like
you have to understand, Pete, and this is what I always been saying a lot to a lot of people out there. These athletes in the NBA are not the same, man. They're cut from a different cloth, man. They're not the Dr. J's of the world. They're not the MJs. They're not the Magics. They're not the Detroit Bad Boys. They're not the New York players, those guys out there, Oakley and all those boys, Patrick Ewing. They're not Reggie Miller. They just don't have that, man. They're different. They're the guys that go on a banana boats on a vacation together and they chime up after the game, they meet before the game and all that stuff. These guys are different, man. They're not the same. That's how they're built. Whether it's AAU, wherever it may be, that's the problem with why these athletes the way they act. We say, okay, they're spoiled. Yeah, they're spoiled. Yeah, because they've been handed everything. So that's just what they are, man. It is what it is.
I don't know which one upsets me more. The cat crying because he made it? Or I can understand Gobert getting snubbed. Mm-hmm. And but you broke down in the press after game practice, after interview practice. You feel what I'm saying? He had practice. They in the interview, all the cameras were talking about, and then he broke down. But Cat, like, why'd you break it down? Like, you know what that did for me?
Yeah.
And I look at Jimmy Butler was validated with that.
Okay.
He was validated with these dudes soft as shit.
Yeah, pretty much.
You crying because you made the All-Star game. Won't you cry when you win your first playoff series?
Well, it is what it is, man. What you gonna do, man?
And it's the second time going.
Yeah.
Like, you know it.
So look, for me, my YGTG is going out to my man from the Rams. He is playing in the game this week, Mr. C.J. Anderson, who's involved in a sexting scandal right now.
Where do you find this stuff at?
Who, me?
Yes.
Come on, man. This is what I do. So, Mr. C.J. Anderson, he is on the heavier side. If you do know, he's representing the chubby dudes out there.
Yeah.
He got a little weight on him now. He's not the same guy he was in Denver. So anyway, he got into a little scandal this week. He was trying to holler. Now, here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, all the family out there, be careful what you do. You know, a lot of these ladies out there, they're beautiful, but if you have a significant other or a wife, you got to be careful because they screenshot.
You better watch what you say now.
I'm keeping it real. The screenshot game is serious.
But your wife here.
Yeah, she's here. I'm just telling you right now what it is. I'm being honest. Y'all need to be careful. That's why you need to be careful. The screenshot game on these ladies is and there's no type. If you got the side tone, there's no loyalty no more. These side chicks, these Thundercats is different. So anyway, back to my man C.J. Anderson. So C.J. Anderson, who by the way has a pregnant girlfriend. She's pregnant right now. Was on Instagram, wherever it may be, DMing a young lady. Her name was Paige Gunnick. She's from Montana. She's actually one of the models that take pictures, the racy pictures, and the thongs on 9 yards. She does that.
Okay, go ahead.
So
Go ahead.
So they was talking, hitting up each other. He was telling she's beautiful, the whole 9 yards, and they was cool. But Paige is a little bit. She's thick. She's full figure. She's a big girl. She's about 5'8", 230, but she's thick. So when they were talking,
what?
She's about 5'8", 230.
Who?
The girl Paige from Montana, the one he's hollering at in the DM.
Lord,
so
CJ, what
so
is you
CJ
doing?
says to her, he said, "Yeah, I want to see what she look like. I want to see what we're working with." So she's like, I'm shocked that you're trying to holler at me because you know what I mean, like you a pro player, blah blah blah. He's like, "Nah, you beautiful girl, you good. Let me see what you're working with." So I guess she shows him what she's working with, and he is like, because before that he says, "Well, I don't mess with fat girls, right?" So, so I guess one thing led to another, and he saw it. He's like, "You all right, but you got a stomach." So I guess from there they didn't happen because he's gonna fly out to L.A. to chill with it, do his thing. So I say this to say this. Now it's a big story. She's been on BET, all the outlets. It's the stories everywhere. The bottom line is, CJ, you got to slow it down, my man. He's there. He's on the YGTG cover because you got to slow it down. Mama always said, "What you do in the dark comes in the light," and that's what happened in the situation. You got to fall back, son.
So, listen, C.J. Anderson kind of went from here to here real quick. he had probably one of the best quotes out of all media week
Go ahead.
For the Super Bowl. He said, "To those out there who say I may be too chubby to do this, I may be out of shape or I can get in better shape." He said, "Don't worry, make an appointment. Come meet me in the hole. We'll see.
He represents the fluffy guys. We're part of the fluffy crew.
Ain't not part of him fluffy. I mean, he may be chubby.
He got a gut.
Yeah.
He's part of the fluffy crew. He's a little smaller than us.
Yeah.
But he's part of the fluffy bunch.
Right. So, and then before we get out of here, to piggyback off what you said about C.J. Anderson.
Right.
Maybe Ben Simmons. Tiger Woods has not been the same ever since he got caught cheating with all the girls.
That's a nice segue there.
Right or wrong?
That's what happens, man. All that, you gotta be careful, bro.
Listen. So
Gets to you.
Ben Simmons, we seen Kendall at all the games last week, right?
What I say 3 weeks ago about Ben Simmons, Jenner.
But guess what?
What they 11 or 12-0? Was she heard her there?
Kendall Jenner, and he's supposedly messing with another girl. Got caught in another girl bed taking a selfie, and it rhymed with Jenner, but it's Brittany Renner, the IG model.
Yeah.
He had the best game of his life. So, Sixers fans, guess what?
So side chicks is winning nowadays, as you saying, Pete?
If Ben Simmons got to be a hoe for us to get a parade down Broad Street, hey, start sending your girls, start sending your single ladies, whatever you want. Hey, man, we got to sacrifice.
Simple. Keep it simple, man. Keep it to one lady and focus on your craft. That's all you got to do.
Okay, I'm glad. I'm not saying
I'm
that.
just keeping it real. I'm just saying that because my lady's here. I'm saying it because it's real, all right? You stay.
I'm not this
family. Be true to your wife or your girlfriend or whoever it may be. Leave the side chicks alone. I'm going to say that to y'all, family.
Hey, man.
Unless you're Ben Simmons.
Unless you're Ben Simmons. And I'm telling you, you may hear about it because Lindsey Vonn just retired, and the reason why her and Tiger didn't work out is because she was too serious in his career. That's all I'm gonna say. So if Tiger win the Masters,
Tiger need to take a break.
You know he was getting some side cheeks from somewhere else.
Tiger need to retire from all that. That's what he need to stop doing.
Man.
I'm talking not the golf game. I'm talking about.
Eldridge, do your thing, baby.
Nah, you got chipped up with the club.
Listen, to all my people in the tri-state area, if we got anybody watching from outside the tri-state area, we appreciate all of you. The interactions is what keeps us going. Make sure you support all the shows on the A2D page and the platform because that's what we're here for.
Right.
Just be safe. Tomorrow's going to be a cold one, but Sunday we start to get the heat up.
And listen, don't drink and drive. You can party, do your thing.
Right.
But if you need a ride, call Uber Lyft. Holler at your boy.
Can you get a direct
Hey,
ride?
I do it. I do Uber Lyft. Just hit me up. Y'all know where I'm at. The boy E-Rob, Aaron Roberts. You know what I do.
All right, man. So you know as always, we out of here. Namaste.
Yes, sir.